In ancient Iraq, in the timeline of Babylon, a frightening demon god is thought to curse the land and the pious emperor Naram-Sin with plagues. This plague reveals its true colors thousands of years later in 2003, when unaware American troops stumble upon this land accidentally. Hi folks, I'm R, your narrator. You can follow me on Twitter where you can communicate with me and send me game suggestions. This video will contain spoilers about the game. With that in mind, let's begin. The story begins in prehistoric Iraq, Akkad, dating back to 2231 BC. Akkadians believed in a demonic deity called PAZUZU, who was the bringer of plagues, such as famine. PAZUZU is a winged entity whose idols are found in the lost temples beneath Zagros Mountains, who in fact had real-life origins. Akkadians, who were positioned in the northern side of ancient Babylon, believed in such demon. Naram-Sin, the emperor of Akkadia, in vengeance, sacks and raids the main temple of Enlil, their chief god, as he doesn't receive any blessings from his prayers after a 7-year-long famine. Sometime later, Naram-Sin becomes overwhelmed by guilt and fear to what he had done, cursed them including his empire, the land and the people who dwell within it. The Gutians from the Gutian dynasty targets Akkadia and goes into a full-on war, which will eventually lead to the loss of Naram-Sin, with Gutians overtaking Akkad. The famine alongside Gutians waging war on Akkad makes Naram-Sin think that he is cursed, hence why he creates a massive temple in his own shape, looking up to the heavens and praying to Enlil in order to seek salvation and forgiveness. One other main reason Naram-Sin believes that he is cursed is the presence of PAZUZU, a demonic figure that he believes is from the stars. The vampiric entities the American troops encounter share close resemblance to this demonic deity, and coincidentally, their base is located deep beneath the temple Naram-Sin built, leading to the conclusion that he definitely encountered these entities in his lifetime. His predecessors before him possibly saw these creatures as well, which made them believe these entities are demonic entities, representing them in the form of a demonic god called PAZUZU. Therefore, PAZUZU was the vampiric entities Sumerians before Akkadians and other civilizations before Sumerians witnessed and created myths around, as they did not understand them very well. These entities have been involved in the human history, hunting and preying on them for millennia, yet they are not fully understood. Many stories have been formed and shaped around each culture and tradition, creating different versions such as PAZUZU, vampires, and more. The entities are susceptible to sunlight and UV light and can burn. They also bite and transform their victims into themselves, hence why they have close resemblance to vampires. It's only till the very end when the American troops uncovered the truth behind these entities. They learned that these creatures were actually aliens who came from the outer space and crashed in Earth. Hence the theory of Sumerians and Akkadians were true, that these entities are from the heavens or the stars. These extraterrestrial life forms were once very sophisticated and intelligent, communicating with each other through musical sounds. They had a main console which created sounds which were mimicked by piano sounds. They were sophisticated architects and pioneers of superior technology, until they became plagued by a mysterious disease. A parasitic being infected them and displayed symptoms of aggression, brutality, and savagery. These once peaceful and intelligent life forms turned into mindless, vicious animals, turning against each other and killing each other without any explanation. This eventually caused their downfall and possibly their extinction. It's not explained if this disease was evolved and mutated in their own home planet or something they picked up along the way. According to the vision Rachel sees, these alien life forms were efficient in space travel and could move with ease planet to planet. They possibly were even settlers and charted the space and habitable planets. It's a possibility that they picked up the parasite from one of the planets they visited. It's difficult to speculate on how the parasites were compatible with their alien host buddies, but that's something that we can dismiss for the sake of the story. The origin of the parasite is difficult to speculate on as well, as they require an already infected host to infect another victim and implant their larvae. But the life cycle of these parasitic creatures is that they gestate within a host's body and cause the host to die. After the host dies, the parasite takes over their body and hunts other victims. As they bite down on the other victims, they implant the parasite or the larvae to spread more and reproduce. As they are parasites, they rely on hosts to survive, hence why they hunt others. It's within their biological and survival instincts. In other words, they are programmed this way to survive. After the aliens' race and species almost go extinct, they crash into Earth thousands of years ago. It's unclear how and why they crashed into Earth, but there are some theories that I personally formed. They could have tried to escape their planet at the brink of extinction and find a new home, sending its last survivors to a different planet in hopes of saving their species, hence why they chose Earth. Another theory is that the spaceship could also be a settler troop sent out to space, which travelers and passengers were infected unknowingly, turning them into vampires. According to a book Salim reads, the aliens became extinct after contracting this mysterious parasite. It's not very clear if only this ship included infected aliens, or if this entire alien race was infected and the spaceship was their last hope of survival. Either way, their spaceship catches on fire and they crash land in Earth, dooming the planet and its future inhabitants for millennia to come. The parasites, as a tool of survival, produced cocoons that secreted a specific liquid which could keep flesh and cells alive for millions of years, stopping aging. The parasites were programmed to produce this liquid as they instinctively knew after they infected an entire population of a planet, they would run out of hosts and subsequently eradicate their own species. Therefore, they chose a way biologically to lay dormant for millions or billions of years until a new life form approaches them. Hence why it's possible the alien race traveled to uncharted territories or planets and awakened infected hosts within age-preserving cocoons from other ancient life forms and ended up infecting themselves, eradicating their entire population and spreading this parasite to other parts of space, eradicating more intelligent life forms. The infected aliens within the cocoons, hundreds of feet below the surface, awaited other compatible hosts, therefore the humans, to infect and reproduce further and more. These aliens possibly crashed to Earth even thousands of years ago, before any major civilization, but not millions of years ago, as the modern countries and continents are in their current shapes and tectonic positions. The infected undead aliens were preserved and didn't age in the parasitic cocoons, waiting thousands of years for new hosts when the humans were evolved. The spaceship crashed on Earth and went deep underground, whether due to the ship piercing through the ground or being covered by natural processes of Earth, covering it with layers of rocks. This was ideal as the parasites could not live being exposed to sun. Being covered in shade provided them with protection until a new host unwittingly approached them and awakened them. If you enjoyed this video, you can watch more by hitting on the cards on the screen, and stay tuned by hitting the subscribe button and the notification bell. It's been your host Star, and as always, have a fantastic day.